Welcome back, everybody, to the Good Morning Wake Up Show. I want to say thank you once again for listening in. Today we have a repeat guest, Dez of My Destinations.
Hi.
Correct? Did I say that right?
You said that right, yes.
She's been on the show a couple of times. I actually met her about a year ago because she had a really cool website on the internet all about her kind of like travels, about her voluntary work that she's done around the world, about just a lot of cool things she's done. And now she's done something that I think is even cooler that's really going to help the population here at Puerto Vallarta. So again, thank you very much, Des, for taking your time to be on the Good Morning Wake Up Show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, the last thing I saw you were doing was a dating site. Something new here in the Bay of Banderas for, I'll let you explain what it's for and who it's for, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, sounds good. So I called it PV Singles and Dating because I felt like it was just a word that will show everybody what it's about. Basically, the reason why I created it was there was such a high demand from some of my friends and the local members of the community that they were looking for an opportunity or a place or a community to be able to meet people for dating or for friendship or maybe even potential future to find love. And no one knew where to do that or how to do that. And they were only offered popular dating applications like Tinder that doesn't necessarily meet everybody's needs.
And then there's full-time ones like eHarmony.
eHarmony.
I have a daughter that actually met a man through the internet on eHarmony 13 years ago, and they've been happily married ever since.
And you know, sometimes those sites work fantastic.
Yeah.
And one of the things about Tinder, I think why it's so popular, is it's worldwide. So it's in every country, and that's what makes it such a popular dating app. However, I wanted to create something that was local for the community here in Puerto Vallarta, and that's just for people that are visiting here either a few months or more out of the year, the people that live here either 6 months or more, the part-timers, the snowbirds, and then the full-timers like myself who are here all year round.
Well, it sounds like a fantastic idea, and I hear it's been very, very successful. It's only been on the web, what, a couple of months, a month or so?
1 week.
1
week,
Excuse me. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Well, I've been married almost all my life, and the last date I had was with Helen Keller. It was a blind date. Did you ever see her boyfriend?
No, you?
No, neither did she. Okay, enough with the cuckoo stuff. We're going to talk about this website. Please tell us the name of it, where they can find it, and if they have to fill out a form or something like you do. I think my daughter had like an 8-page thing on eHarmony, but this is probably more simple than that.
Much more simple. I don't really want to get too invasive because this is a public group that's on Facebook. So I want to keep it very, very focused on just the goal of the group, which is helping people connect and find love. They can actually find it if you go on Facebook, you type in PV Singles Plus Dating, you'll be able to find the group. It's ran by me and my sisters, and my 2 sisters actually don't live in Vallarta. They're both married, but they're kind of my little cheerleader administrators on the side.
When you say plus Vallarta, is that like a plus sign or a plus PLUS?
Yeah, PV Singles Plus Dating, a little plus sign.
Okay.
Yep. And then you can find it on Facebook that way. Go ahead and send me a request to join the group, assuming that you meet the following criteria. Number 1, you have to be single. Number 2, you have to live in Puerto Vallarta at least part-time.
Or the Bay of Banderas.
Or the Bay of
Banderas.
Yeah. See, anywhere in the area.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep, somewhere in the area. And 3, you also have to have at least 1 picture of yourself on your Facebook, because when I'm screening, I'm making sure these profiles are real, these people are authentic, they're genuinely looking for good connections and love, and that they're going to help bring something to this little community that I've created.
Well, it sounds like a really, really great opportunity for people to get together. As I mentioned to you earlier, you never know where you're going to find love. I met my wife on an airplane. She was sitting next to my mother. My mother and I were going on a trip, and she was next to my mother, and 20 years later, we're still together. So you never know.
Wow, what a love story.
I think that modern ways of connecting with each other is really, really fabulous. The internet's an unbelievable tool. But I think it also, and I've learned this from the students here at the university, it's not like when I was in college where you had to see a girl on campus and walk over and ask what her name was and knock on her dorm room and personally see her, because we didn't have iPhones or any kind of phone except the ones you kind of dial. We didn't have computers. We didn't have the internet. And so you had a lot more personal relationship. I see students here on campus that have boyfriend and girlfriend, but they only see each other once a week but they text message each other and send pictures and photos and WhatsApp and Facebook and all this all day long.
Yeah, it's the way of the future.
And I don't think I like the way of the future. I like to be able to go up and tell a girl she's beautiful, and well, I used to before I got married. But I think a lot of what I'm getting at is the personal relationship isn't there as much as it used to be. And I think that's kind of numbed people. They're not as maybe friendly or as acceptable to somebody coming up and saying they're pretty and they'd like to take them to dinner. I don't know. You're much younger than I am. So where do you see this all going?
Well, you're absolutely right, Michael. I feel like the way of future dating is overwhelming to most of us, especially myself and my female friends. We don't really love everything online. We don't love that it's so digital. We don't love how it's taken away some of the chivalry of meeting a girl in person, telling her she's beautiful, and asking her out on a date. In fact, some of the great things about this community is the fact that everybody is so personal with each other. They're opening up, they're engaging.
Exactly. PV's like that.
Yes, and these people, the demand for this group was just phenomenal. It was so surprising, it was so shocking. But everybody really wants to be a part of this, and they're asking questions like, what are some things you like to talk about on your first date? Or, hey guys, do you prefer if the guy asks the girl out, or if the girl asks the guy out? And what do you feel about women paying on the first date? All of these questions have been asked in this group in the 1 week that it's been opened, and almost every member is commenting. And right now I have, 1 week into it, 220 qualified singles.
Oh my gosh.
Qualified singles. I've screened all of them.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Well, talk a little bit more about how you came up with the idea. I mean, was it because I think you told me you had girlfriends that wanted to meet other people and guy friends that wanted to meet other people, and they were finding it a little bit difficult? That's kind of how you came up with the concept? Yeah. There's a smaller expat community here, or foreigners, whatever you like to call us, of people that live here, and we're kind of connected in our small groups, but getting out of those groups and meeting new people isn't always the easiest. So it was just something that, with the need that I felt like my friends had, I thought, I'm just going to put it out there and see if anyone is interested. And within 24 hours, I had over 100 messages in my inbox from people from 18 years old to 80 years old, begging me to continue this group, to grow this group, to have our first event, which is Valentine's Day, by the way. Tomorrow.
The singles
well,
out
actually,
there,
a couple of days ago. We're recording this here today on Wednesday, and I got to apologize. I'm over at the Peninsula. We decided to meet here, and I've looked about 8 places that are quiet, and we ended up at a little Irish place here, and they won't turn down the radio and the TV. We're watching soccer. So somebody just scored a goal. I don't know who it was, but
go team.
Go whoever. But anyway, so it's a little bit noisy, and the soccer game's going, and we got cars and trucks and that going on. But anyway, so I apologize about the noise behind us. Once again, please give out the name of your dating service and the contact information, how people can go online and find it, okay? Yeah,
so it's PV Singles Plus Dating. If you type in PV Singles Plus Dating in Facebook search, you're going to find me. You're going to find the group there. It's also something. If you go to my personal blog, www.mydestination.com with a Z, you can also find some links to it there. Since I'm a solo travel blogger, a solo female travel blogger, dating around the world has always been difficult. So I felt like, creating this group as a single solo traveler is actually kind of a perfect integration with my brand already as it is. And now that I am here in PV full time, it just seemed like a perfect way to kind of bring everybody together with the same intentions that I have, which is great connections with good people and potentially finding lasting love.
Well, you mentioned you're a single traveler, and I have seen and talked to you about your travels in the past. That's what so interested me in you in the first place. You've been around the world. You had the guts, if you don't mind me saying, when you were young, to get up and leave the comfort of your home and your family and everything and just go off and do things by yourself. I really, really admired that in you, and people may not have heard the first interview that we did a while back, but why don't you tell us about your travels and about your other things that you do. We're going to have to take a break. I'm going to have to say excuse me. We're going to take a break real quick. And if you wouldn't mind, Dez, if you'll come back and kind of talk about the other things that you have done in the past, what brought you to Puerto Vallarta, and how people can use your other services.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
The Good Morning Wake Up Show will be back in a few minutes.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Good Morning Wake Up Show. We're going to continue our conversation with Dez of My Destinations. She is a very exciting, very interesting, very brave, I can say young lady, since I'm probably 2.5, 3 times her age. Tell the listening audience, we were talking about your dating service that you started here in the Bay of Banderas, but also kind of a little bit of your history. I can't remember, you're originally from California?
Yeah, I was born in California, lived in Washington State for a few years, then transitioned over to Hawaii until I got bored driving in circles around the islands and thought, what's next? So I decided to play what I like to call flight roulette, which is where I type in flights to anywhere on one of my favorite flight hacking websites. And Puerto Vallarta was actually the cheapest place to go to from the airport that I was leaving from.
Wow.
Yeah, so I came down here for 10 days, and by day 2, I was like, I will live here someday. And
here you are.
I am, yeah.
Well, you also help people that come down here find cool stuff to do. I saw a little while ago you went hiking up in the mountains north of, I think, San Pancho or Sayulita, to a place that had one of the most beautiful views of the Bay of Banderas. And I thought, I wish I'd have known where that place was, but now I do. And I'm going to hike up there one of these days myself.
Yeah, it's a good hike. Be ready.
And
it's a good
I'll do some exercises before, maybe lose 30 pounds. No, I can walk pretty far, uphill or downhill. Downhill's coming easy, it's faster. But you help people find really, really cool things to do.
Yeah.
And tell them a little bit about your website and how you help people find cool things besides other people.
Yes. Well, I think when you're looking for things online and you're Googling things to do in an area, you always get the same generic top 20 things to do. And they're always whoever is paying the most money to be the highest ranking of Google. But this is kind of where I come in. I give more of a local's perspective. So that mountain that you were talking about was actually Monkey Mountain.
Monkey Mountain?
Yep, just near Sayulita. And when you climb to the top of that mountain, Michael, it is fabulous. You see an entire aerial view, both sides, Punta Mita, Sayulita, you can see PV. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. And nobody even knows that it exists when they do their generic things to do in Puerto Vallarta.
I've been here 5 years, never heard of it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later, but I want to know exactly where you need to go to park your car or land your helicopter, whatever you want to do to start the trek up to Monkey Mountain.
You have to go through La Cruz.
Okay.
If you want exact details of how to get there, go to my website.
Go to her website.
Yep,
there you
check
go.
It out. MyDestination.com with a Z.
Okay. And you do things all around the Bay of Banderas. I mean, you have ideas and suggestions for people to kind of, like you said, find things that are kind of surprises or out of the way. Walking up to the waterfalls, if you go down by the Garza Blanca Hotel, there's a little creek there, and if you walk up there, a pretty good walk, and it's not a walk for people that aren't pretty sure-footed, because you're actually walking in the river. It's a river, creek, what we call them,
yeah.
Up a lot of boulders, but if you go up there far enough, you'll find some waterfalls, and you go farther, there's more waterfalls. You go farther, and I'm talking about 3 or 4 or 5 kilometers, there's more waterfalls. I've never seen that advertised.
Yeah.
I just knew a guy that lived down there, and he said, hey, we're going to walk the waterfalls. And it was incredible.
And have you done that hike yet?
I did that hike.
You did? And how many waterfalls did you see?
I think we saw 3.
3. Wow.
And
I'm impressed.
We went a long way. It was about a year ago, and we went in the dry season. He told us, hey, it's good dry season. There's not going to be a lot of flash flooding or anything the next couple of days, so let's go now. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and climbing that rock mountain to get to the second waterfall. I'm impressed, Michael. Good job.
Well, I was following my wife, and I figured if she's had a total hip replacement.
Hey, if she
could do it, I could do it. You know how my chivalry is. I'm like that. You can't let a girl outdo you, which isn't so true anymore. There's a lot of women, probably most women in the world can outdo me.
Smart man.
My wife, even when she makes a bad decision, I have to remember one of her most important decisions was me. So I have to agree with all of them.
Okay, that's a good one.
So what else do you do around here to help people have fun?
Well, We're doing our first party, as I mentioned before. That's going to be on Valentine's Day, which is a few days ago. I'm sure it's going to be a huge success. We're recording this the day before, so it's actually tomorrow. However, other than that, I think we're just going to keep doing a different gathering, party, community event every single month that's attracting these singles together. I'm definitely a part of the Monzon Brewing networking events that go on every third Saturday of the month as well. So that's another great way.
Okay, I don't know about that. What is that?
So Monzon Brewing is actually the new brewery that's in Zona Romantica.
And they call it a microbrewery?
It's a microbrewery,
Okay,
yep. They
got
have
it.
fantastic craft beers. And third Saturday of every single month, you can actually show up and meet with a bunch of my friends in the community, some realtors, some people who are in sales, tourism, travel agents like myself. And just a good way to, network, meet some people, hand out your business cards, grow your community in the area.
It's kind of like LinkedIn in person.
In person, yeah. We're kind of trying to get away from all the technical stuff here and get back to the real.
Well, I'm kind of glad because, face-to-face is the way it should be, I think.
It should always be. Yeah.
That's the human connections. Mm-hmm. Even little babies need to have their mother or their father holding them. They just do a lot better if they're done that way, and that's been proven through, all kinds of psychological tests.
Yeah.
So, all right, we've talked about the past, we talked about the current. Anything coming up in the future? Or are you still trying to just get your hands around this?
I'm getting my hands around this because I had no idea that there would be such demand for it. And now that I'm actually asking the members of this community, tell me what your needs are. I need to know what I can do for you to make this work. Because if I don't know people's needs, I can't meet their needs.
Okay.
And the people are being so great. They're PMing me. I mean, I'm very busy now.
PMing, what does that mean?
Private messaging.
Private messaging.
Yeah, they're private messaging me. They're giving me fantastic suggestions for the group. I have a team of probably 15 people who have come together requesting to be admins and event sponsors and all of this just for this singles group. And I'm like, wow. And there's other singles groups here in PV, but this one has a very specific niche. And the goal is to connect people for love versus,
And we all need more love.
Yeah, we all need more love. The world needs more love.
Well, when you start the little corporation like that guy did in Bentonville, Arkansas about 60 years ago, called Walton's Grocery and Dime, 10 and Dime, it turned into Walmart.
Oh.
The first couple of people that worked for him, the first 25 or 30, he actually had 2 stores at one time. He had 1 and 2. They're all multi-millionaires.
Yeah.
So when you start that one, let me get on the ground floor, okay?
Okay, sounds good. I'll bring you in, Michael.
Well, I'm going to go back to the dating site, if I can call it that.
Yes.
You said it's not just for the younger generation, that a lot of the people that you have are adults.
Yeah.
They're middle-aged adults. They're senior adults. You said a lot of the people are in their 40s and 50s?
Yes.
So it's for all of us.
It's for everybody. Michael, I have people from 18 years old to 78 years old in my group right now. And these people's bios that they're posting, they're being so genuine and so honest, and they're sharing great things. And some of them have been widowed or divorced or single for over a decade.
Oh my gosh.
All they want is a connection with people. And when you see some of the bios come up and some of the gentlemen commenting on the ladies' posts and boosting them up and telling them they're beautiful and being so romantic and polite and respectful and asking them on dates, I mean, it's only been 1 week and already 100 people have gone on a date.
Wow.
Yes, out of 220 people.
And you've heard any response back? They're saying I had a great time?
Almost everybody, yes, is positive responses across the board. And like I said, my screening process is probably going to evolve over time, but I'm very particular about who I'm allowing in this group. I'm making sure intentions are pure, you are who you say you are, and there are no lurkers.
So don't be afraid. Send your information, go to their website, fill out the information that's needed, and I wish you the very best. And with someone like Des helping you find love, it'll be easy.
It'll be easy, yeah. And then for our older demographic out there that are looking to be a part of this, I'm noticing there's some struggles to how to post a bio on Facebook, how to include their pictures, how to even look up the other members in the units. So I think in the future I'm going to be holding a workshop, a free workshop for some people to come in, and I'll show them.
And that's great because, I'll be 65 in July. And I went to university in the 73 and there were no computers. And I worked a long, long time in the oil and gas industry without computers. And as most of my friends know, I had a cell phone for a long time, but I've been 5 years without one. Mm-hmm. So, but there's a lot of us that had jobs that we weren't computer savvy. A lot of them, grandkids or kids have helped the seniors become that way. Mm-hmm. And some of them really taken off. I showed a friend of mine who's 74 years old how to find Google Earth. And I showed her backyard in Las Vegas. She couldn't believe it. She's from Italy, and she started going back looking where she grew up in Italy, typing in her brother's addresses, the place she got married in Italy. Just all these things. She's traveled around the world. She lived in Puerto Rico for a while. She never knew you could Google Earth something, go right up and see, the building or the house or whatever. It made me feel so good that I, helped her. She spent all day on it. She never left. Aww. So anyway.
Well, I don't want people to be eliminated from this group just because they don't know how to use the platform.
And so you're going to have some seminars kind of how to do it, and that'll help.
Yep.
Okay, any other information you want to give out? In closing, would you please give the information for the dating site one more time?
Yes, dating site PV Singles Plus Dating on Facebook.
PV Singles Plus Dating.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Go on Facebook, type in the search bar PV Singles Plus Dating.
Okay.
You can also contact me personally. You can find me on Facebook at Desiree K. Or you can
That's
go to
K-A-Y.
K-A-Y, yep. Or go to my website, mydestination.com with a Z, and you can message me there. And any of those ways, I will find you. I will get your bio information. I'll get your photos, and I'll help you get you on your way to finding love.
Now, I know you may not believe this, but there are some people that don't have Facebook accounts.
Yes.
And you don't have to be as scared. Your private information isn't going to, well, it's probably going to go to some big database somewhere. But it's very, very, if I figured out how to get to Facebook, anybody can. Because I belong up on that Monkey Mountain. If I go up there, they're going to change the name of it.
You'll be the monkey.
I think of myself as a gorilla, a grayback. Des, anything in closing?
Guys, don't be afraid to join us. Even if you want to just come in, check it out, check out the units, see that I've got, over 20 and 30 different members in each age category, and there's somebody out there for everybody. If you need my help, reach out to me. I'm here, guys.
Man, I wish, well, no, I don't wish I was single, but it sure is a great opportunity for anyone that's single and looking for love.
It really is, yeah.
Des, thank you very much for taking your time. I appreciate it. Again, I'm going to apologize for all the background noise. Next time we'll be in the studio, okay?
Okay, sounds
all right.
good.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more of the Good Morning Wake Up Show here in just a minute. We'll be right back.
You are listening to the Good Morning Wake Up Show.